Welcome to 60th Kilometer. Attention! This game contains bad speech, rape, and sexual scenes. Recommended for 18 and older. Yeah, I might have to do some editing. Wow, okay. Your actions and decisions will change the story around you. To continue, press the left mouse button or the space bar. Do not forget to save the game from time to time. 60th Kilometer. Author of the idea. Programming. Kirill Shcherbakov. Painters. Molybden. Anakit. Chapter 1. On the Railroad. It was late spring. Nature showed its vibrant colors, and the days were getting sunnier and warmer. Excitement about the upcoming holidays and vacations filled the air. Many were going to the sea, to their country houses, or to their relatives to have some rest from their daily routine. I haven't decided what I was going to do on my vacation. I had several options. I could go to my country house, save some money for the trip to the sea, or stay at home. But anyway, I didn't like to plan anything ahead, because if anything went wrong, it could be disappointing. Was I living for today? Yeah, maybe. I like that. And later, it turned out that I was right because many of the things didn't go as they planned that year. Because many of the things didn't go as they planned that year. Things don't plan. Things don't make plans. I'll fix this. It turned out that I was right, because many of the things I had planned didn't go as I had planned them that year. It was Sunday. Although it was a day off for many people, it was a working day for me. I lived in a small town on the edge of the region and worked in Moscow, the capital of our country. I was going there by train, like many of the people nowadays. Even though it was far and I had to spend money and time for these trips, I still wanted to work in Moscow, because the jobs there are better paid. Because the jobs aren't paid. You don't pay the job. I'll try this again. I still wanted to work in Moscow, because the jobs there are better paying. I was sitting in the train on my way to work. It was a warm morning, and the sun was shining brightly. Is this all going to be talking? Since it was our day off, there weren't too many people in the train. I didn't want a nap, so I was just looking outside through the dusty window, deep in my thoughts. There were forests, fields, roads, and small country houses. Well, everything I remembered from all the times I traveled by this road. Suddenly the engine went quiet, but the train continued gliding smoothly and more slowly. Then I saw some kind of a pink fog, which suddenly appeared in the air and was slowly coming down to the ground. That was weird. What was that? A woman sitting next to me looked at the window and mumbled something, and a man with a mustache was reading his newspaper without paying attention to anything else. The sound of wheels was very quiet. The train almost stopped. Unscheduled stops might happen sometimes here, if they have to allow the freight train to pass, or something like that. Meanwhile, the fog continued to thicken. I felt anxious because I had no idea what was going on. I started to think, maybe there was a fire somewhere? Fire? It's not like... Maybe the accident at some factory, which led to the leakage of something into the air? Chemical weapons? The train stopped, and the man finally took his eyes off the newspaper. Eugenie Konstantinovich. I'm going to be late because of them again. In situations like that, people usually blame the drivers. But I don't understand why people blame them for train delays. How is it their fault? They can't change anything if a dispatcher tells them to stop. Wait. I'm guessing the writer of this game was or is a train engineer, because they're very adamant about it not being the driver's fault. And this sounds like lingo they might use when they're angry in their train driver's bar at the end of their day, drinking their vodkas, and be all like, I had to stop the train today. And this guy come up to me and he's all like, hey, I'm going to be late for work. And I was like, I can't do anything about that. How's it my fault? I can't do anything if the dispatcher tells him to stop. And then the guy would be all like, well, I still think it's your fault. And then I pull a whistle, woo-woo, and off we go again. Anyway, of course, I would tell them that it wasn't my fault. But I doubted that I would be able to prove it. Oh, look, options. Oh, things to do. Look at the window. Go to the engineer panel. Well, I know what's out the window. You already told me. I'm going to the engineer panel. Oh, look at that. It's got like backwards threes. I came to the engineer panel and pressed the button. Nothing happened. This button? I decided to return to my seat. The man reading a newspaper before went to the tambour and smoked a cigarette. I like the way that's worded. Went to the tambour and smoked a cigarette. We were in the first train car, and I saw a man who walked out of the driver's cabin and looked at the roof of the train. Suddenly, he grasped at his throat like he was choking and fell to the ground. That's him. Right here. That's him. He fell to the ground. What the hell? The woman saw him too and stood up saying, Woman. What's happened with him? We have to help him. Was it because of the pink fog? I decided to share my thoughts with the woman. See that pink fog behind the window? It looks weird. What if something happened and it's something poisonous? Attention! Some choices you make can be fatal. Please save a game from time to time. Autosave function added. You can load autosaves from the special tab in the load screen. No thanks. Woman. What should we do then? I don't know. I have no idea what's happening and what we should do. I'll go there and try to help him. Well, you know, you're a lady, and a fairly well-drawn lady. Your proportions seem to be all together. And I'm a man with a job in Moscow, and, you know, I kind of like you, so I'm going to look like a hero. I'm going to go help that man. A small flow of the pink fog found its way through the cracks, and why is it playing heavy metal music? A small flow of the pink fog found its way through the cracks into the car. It got mixed with the air, becoming clear. I ran to the tambour where the man was smoking. I pushed him away and started to open the outside door. Get ready to press the buttons, open the door. Quickly press E and Q. Whoa. The pink fog started to get into the train. I jumped off to the ground. And then I took a breath. I didn't smell any scent, but immediately felt a sharp pain in my lungs. I tried to walk over to the man lying on the ground, but the pain in my chest paralyzed me. I fell down to the ground next to him. ... The end? That's it? That's... Wow. Wow. If I traded a piece of bubblegum for this game, I would ask for my piece of bubblegum back. But that being said, I took the time to record this, so I gotta find a reason for you to have stuck around and listen to that. Okay, moral of the story. If you get a job in Moscow and you take the train to work, if you see a pink fog, you run away from it. Don't be a hero. Run away from the pink fog. It could be something poisonous. It could be chemical weapons. So let that be your lesson. Let what I just went through here be your lesson. Moscow, train, pink fog, get the fuck out of there. Okay? And someday you too might be a survivor, and you can sit in this chair and tell this story to your grandchildren. Until then, this is Daronan Enigma signing off. I hope you all have a wonderful day.